What's going on, guys? Welcome back to CarX Street. Today we're going to be doing a full drift build here on the FD RX7. We got 1.4 million credits and 176 speed coin in the bank, so we should have plenty to do this drift build. Let's get to work. So here it is, guys. FD RX7, 175,000 credits, ready to go. Now, I think what we're going to do is we're going to drive it stock over to the styling shop, and we are going to be starting with styling today just to kind of get it all set before we go into upgrades and tuning. So we'll mark that on the map here with a little route, and we're going to see how it drifts stock before we get to work on this thing. I am super excited for this car, by the way, because I've heard that the stock engine in this thing goes up to 500 something horsepower without swapping. I don't know if we'll get that high because I am trying to save my speed coins, but off the rip, it does pretty good, man. It definitely likes to get sideways. It countersteers really nicely. The balance feels good. So I think this is going to be a super solid drift car. One of my favorites from CarX Drift Racing Online. And I think we have a banger on our hands here. So let's get on in here into the styling shop. We'll set up the body kit, the color and all that. Then we'll head over to tuning and upgrades. All right, so we're going to start off with the body first. We're going to look at some of the kits to see what we got. We got CBW. That's pretty cool. It comes with the RE Amamiya headlights. We got the missile that comes with the headlights as well. That's crazy with the oil cooler and whatnot. And then we got RT over here, which is a Rocket Bunny kit. I feel like the stock body is going to be our best bet on this car here. I do like the Rocket Bunny kit a lot, but I feel like it's going to limit our options. Let's add it for now and see what we got for front bumpers. So we can change. Oh, never mind. The extension's required there for the stock bumpers. So I think we are going to run the stock body here for now. We'll skip over hood, but we'll check out the front bumpers. So I do like the CBW front bumper on this car. It's either that or stock. I do like the black lip, but I think the CBW looks a little bit more aggressive, so we'll run that for now. We'll go back up to hood here. CBW hood is pretty cool. Missile and Pro Flow, a little bit aggressive. I think the stock hood's going to work best for this build, trying to keep it as clean as possible. So we'll run that. We got the rear bumper up next. We got stock, of course, bash bar, CBW, and RT. You know, I don't really love the CBW rear end. I might run the stock. Bash bars get those ugly trunk holes. And RT basically just adds that diffuser, which is actually pretty nice. I think I like the stock bumper the best, but it does feel a little bit naked without something on it. So I think RT will add for now. We got roof up next. We got missile, adds a little bit of a vent. Shark nose, which, oh man, that's so cool, but it costs speed coin. That's brutal. I might need to run the roof visor. That's actually pretty sick. I think we're going to slap it on there for now. And then we got front headlights. The stock ones are the regular pop-ups. And then we got, I don't know what these ones do. I don't know if these are like sleepy eyes or winky eyes, maybe. I can't turn them on. That's rough. And then we got CBW is the Amamiya, and missile has the tape on it. I think I like stock just because I know they work. I don't know what these ones are going to do. We'll spend the coin on it. Oh, it's a winky. Okay. Yeah, so I think we'll run stock on this one. Taillights up next. We got CBW is gross. We got missile. I don't like the covers at all. And then shark nose has some holes in the middle. I think we're going to run the stock lights for sure. We got mirrors after that. I think I like, ooh, the Gannies are pretty sick. And then we got Pro Flow over here. I don't know. I think I like either the stock ones or the Ganadors. The Ganadors seem like they're a little much. I think we're going to leave the stock ones for now here as well. We got skirts after that. We got CBW, missile, and an extension required with the Pro Flow. Probably digging that CBW side the most. It's a little bit loud and aggressive, but I think it ties into the front bumper pretty well. Stock's a little bit underwhelming. Let's go with CBW for now as well here. Trunk, we have stock and shark nose here. I definitely don't like shark nose, so we'll leave stock. I don't know what the other two options. We got one locked by another body kit and one says extension required. I thought extension required meant that it was locked by a body kit. So if you guys know what that means down in the comments, let me know for sure. Definitely gonna leave stock on that one though. Spoiler after that, we got the stock spoiler, the other stock spoiler, which is just wingless, CBW and missile. Wingless isn't bad, but I think with that diffuser, we're gonna need the wing on there as well. After that, we have exhaust. We have the stock one, which is a dual exit muffler. We got the R&T, which is the same but a little bigger. Pro Flow goes to the single exit, and then we got D-Master, which is single but chrome. Usually I do like the chrome. It's another 3 speed coin though. It is way nicer. Let's add it in there. I hate to spend the coins, but we're gonna do it. Roll cage we don't need. Wheels, this is a big one. I think the ones I want are in D spec. These look sick, but we just ran them on the S14. Oh, you know what? Meisters might not be bad on this either. Yeah, those are pretty solid. There's another set that's like similar to those though that have like beefier spokes. I want to check them both out. These ones. Yeah, no, I definitely like the hardware on the other set. So that's in BSBS, and there they are. We're gonna run these ones for now. That's gonna do it for our body parts, guys. 28,000, actually really not too bad for the body work on this version. I don't know if I love it, but we're gonna paint it, and that might change my mind. We'll go with the whole car, and I think on this one, good old NTNS white is gonna be the move. That actually looks pretty good here. I don't know about the body kit. I'm kind of going back and forth on whether or not we go with that Rocket Bunny. Let's at least do the wheels for now though, because I think that we're gonna want to leave the metallic rim, but go with a black spoke, or like a dark gray metallic spoke. The fitment's way off too, but we can do that in the upgrades and tuning section. I really don't know here. Let's run these for now. We'll purchase the colors, because I think I'm pretty sold on the color scheme. I just don't know about the body kit. Let's go back up to body kits over here, and let's just see the Rocket Bunny kit again. See, we could do this and just add the stock headlights back, and I think I might like it better. That's so tough versus what we have now, which is stock body. Oh man, I really don't know, guys. I do think the body lines are cleaner with the Rocket Bunny versus the CBW stuff. CBW is a little little bit more old school JDM. I think we keep the CBW for now. We'll stance the car, and if it's still not doing it for us, we'll go to the Rocket Bunny. But for now, we're gonna keep the CBW kit. We got styling up next, guys. Definitely gonna throw a steering wheel at it. We got the CarX wheel. I think I'll go with that. Actually, you know what? The yellow doesn't look bad with the red seats and whatnot, but I think we'll go a little bit more understated here. We'll do the CarX wheel again. Handbrake and shifter, I don't think we need to worry about. Seats definitely want to leave red. Brake rotors, though, I think we can upgrade. We'll do drilled and slotted. Neons, I don't think we need to worry about on this car. Backfire, I love the Shinobi, but again, speed coins, let's do it. It is really cool. Nitro will leave, though. Front light color white is fine, and smoke we can leave as well. So let's get this thing upgraded and stanced and see if we're going to stick with the body kit or not. All right, guys, so here it is in the overworld. It looks pretty good. It's still a little bit busy with the CBW kit. Sorry about the sign, my bad. Was that thing in the middle of the road? I don't know if I love it. It just looks busy on the sides. Yeah, I don't know. While we're here, I'm gonna try the Rocket Bunny kit. Purists are gonna hate it, but I just want to see if I do this, can I throw the stock spoiler back on it? Oh, I can. Yeah, that might sell me here, guys. I think we can do the Rocket Bunny with the stock spoiler and definitely the stock headlights. And I think that's just gonna make for a cleaner looking car. Oh, that's the winky ones. Definitely want the regular stocks. I think when you add a body kit like this, you want to keep as much of it stock as you can afterwards. Honestly, I don't hate the stock rear bumper. You can see a little bit more of the tire back there without the diffuser stuff. Yeah, you know what? It looks a little bit more RX-70. Let's run the stock. Roof, we definitely want that spoiler. We bought exhaust too for sure, the D-Master. Roll cage will leave off. All right, let's do this. Let's paint it again here. Get that standard white going. Yeah, I think this is the move, man. This is way cleaner. All right, now does it look a little bit weird without that rear diffuser back there? I think it kind of does. It looks a little bit too skinny without yeah, looks a little silly. Let's check it out in photo mode here. Yeah, it looks just a little bit like skinny, like the body kit isn't complete. So I think we'll throw the diffuser back on for sure, and then we can finally get upgrading this thing. All right, there's the rear bumper. We'll throw on the RNT. We got to paint the car one more time, make sure everything's white, and now we'll get it over to the tuning and upgrade shop. All right, stock power, stock setup here with the wide body kit, styling all done. This thing is so sick, man. This thing looks so good in drift. It's not even stanced up yet, so it's got a little bit more styling to go, but I think we made the right call here with the Rocket Bunny. I wish you could throw a stock front bumper at it. I don't know how that would work with the wheel arches, but I think that would be like the icing on top, but I just couldn't get with that CBW side skirt. It just looked a little too busy for me, maybe on a different color or something, but I think with the white, the Rocket Bunny was a great move. So let's get into the styling shop here, or sorry, the tuning and upgrade shop, and see what we can do with this thing. All right, guys, we're roughly 300,000 credits later. We are in the upgrade shop here. Now, I am going to try and make this thing into a C5 so I can run the C5 Drift Club with it, and I did hear that the car does about 550 horsepower on the stock engine, so we're going to see what we can get out of this thing. This might be one of the few where it's going to be worth it spending, oh man, maybe not all the upgrade parts. 94 speed coin is absolutely crazy. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do racing parts on the whole engine again here, just like we did on our S14, and see what kind of power we'd be working with. So if we go with racing parts, we are going to be stuck with 342 horsepower, which is lower than my S14. So since we're probably going to have to wipe our speed coin to try and get a little bit more power out of this thing, we are going to quickly grab the front ultimate arms and then the rear ultimate arms. Okay, those are at least credits, so we can at least get those too while we're here in suspension. We'll do the racing brakes again. Just fill out the suspension upgrades here first. While we're here, front springs. Speed coin again? This is crazy. What do we get for adjustments out of the Elite? All right, we got the length and stiffness adjustments that we need out of the Elite spring, so we'll do that. Save a little money here. We'll do the dampers. No speed coin, that's great. And then rear springs are also speed coin, so we'll go with Elite on those two. Back into engine here, guys. We got 94 on the ECU for speed coin. Turbo kit would be 81. I don't even have enough for that. Both of them adding 38 horsepower. Oh, sorry, no, the ECU does 28, the turbo does 38. So I feel like the turbo is probably the better choice. It's cheaper and it adds more power. Looking at the power curve too, it seems a little bit more aggressive low, but honestly, I try to keep it over 3,000 RPMs all the time anyway. So I'm thinking the turbo is going to be the move. Camshafts are 68 plus the 81 from the turbo. Can't even do that. 43 for the intake manifold is only 7 horsepower. This is the cams are 13, so even that's not great. So I think we're kind of stuck running the turbo. At least we'll get 38 horsepower out of it. That's only going to bring us up to like 370, which is the same as our S14. So I guess for now, we'll go with the big turbo kit. That absolutely hurts, man. That's brutal. We got 46 speed coin left, so we're gonna have to run ECU 3. We'll see where that gets us for class 2. So we're a C4 as of right now. Cams, it might be worth running Elite to get us to 360. So we'll do all the other credits parts first. We'll do the racing intake here, fuel system, cylinder head, engine block, exhaust manifold, and exhaust. And we're at 385, so we got a little better than the S14. Then we'll head back up to camshafts. Now we'll get 417 if we wipe out our speed coin on the Elite cams here. I don't know if we're gonna need it for any other parts though, so let's hold on to them for now. Transmission though, we got our clutch. Definitely go with that ultimate clutch to bring our shift speed down. Differential, we got the Vis disc is 60 pre-installed, which is actually pretty nice. I wonder what you can tune with this. So it's just diff locking. I do want that ultimate diff if we can get it. That's just credits. Thankful for that. Gearbox, we want ultimate. That's credits too. That's awesome. Now, people have recommended that I swap the transmission. I personally don't see a reason to swap the transmission if you have tunability over individual gears, but if you guys have a reason that I'm not aware of, definitely let me know down in the comments as well. Drivetrain, we'll definitely leave the rear wheel drive drivetrain. That's going to do that. Body, I don't think we need to weight reduce for now. It actually felt pretty good. We'll leave all this stuff stock. Suspension we've already done, and then we got wheels up next. So this is going to change our fitment here. We'll do wheels here first. I actually really like the spec we were running on the S14. It was a 20-inch wheel, which I think is actually going to look way too big on this car. Yeah, so we had the 20-inch wheel with the 235. I think we're probably looks-wise going to want to go down to a 19, but I do think that 235 was pretty good as far as a tire width. Yeah, so I like the 19. I think we might want to go the 35 tire profile on this one though, even though typically I do like the 30. Let's go with 235, 35, 19s on this car for now. Do the rear as well, see how that looks. Looks pretty good. And then I think for tires, we can go with a little bit more sidewall, but I do want to run a stretch. So we'll do a +5. That'll get us up to a 35 tire profile. That's a little bit more of my old school CarX tuning style. 35 there as well. And then spacers. So spacers ultimate again is credits. That's huge. Same with the rear. We'll install those. And then we'll head into upgrade here where we can, I think we can max out our pressure. I mean, 385 is like the same amount of power. We'll be at like 417 if we get the cam, so we'll run max pressure for now. We can lower it if we need to in the tuning stage. And then front spacers, we want to get pretty close to flush. We'll buy that, and then we can dial it back if we need. Actually, I think it looks pretty good where it's at. And then rear spacers, probably want to go all the way out. We'll buy those too, and then we'll dial that back as needed. So like right about there looks good, but typically I like to have the fronts out a little wider. Oh, I need to do camber. Oops. So I guess the tuning stage is starting to happen a little bit now, so that's actually in suspension. We're gonna head in here, and then rear camber we want to bring to like 1.5-ish. That's gonna change the amount of width that we have. So we'll get that and then dial it back to 1.5. Head back into wheels here. We'll tune these again and bring our rear offset back a good bit. 31 looks super flush. Honestly, 30 looks a little bit more realistic for clearance. Let's run the 30 for now. So that's pretty well set up for wheels and fitment, I would say. Let's look at it in the overworld. Maybe the fronts could be a little bit more aggressive. Let's do it. Let's spend the extra 1,000. We'll dial it back in a little bit more. 20, is that what we had before, or is that a little more aggressive? I'm not even sure, but the 20s look pretty good. All right, let's look at it in the overworld before we go back to engine and just see how the fitment looks over there. The 19s even still look a little big on this car, which is crazy. We went with 20s on the S14, but yeah, that front fitment is definitely still too wide. The rear though, rear looks okay, but the front fitment looks silly. So we're gonna dial that back a little bit. I wonder if it could just have a little bit of camber, it'd be all right. Honestly, it drifts so nice though. It feels like it has more power than the S14 already. I know it's 15 horse more, but it feels like a lot more. I don't know if the car's just lighter or what, but we'll take a look at that front fitment. I think we need to make a little bit more room up front there for sure. Yeah, so our spacers are we're pretty far staggered up front, so I think we'll be all right to dial that back a click or two here in the front. We'll try the 19 and see how that looks. All right, is it gonna clear? Nah, it's still hitting the fender. I think we're gonna add a little bit of camber here just for looks purposes, which is, I guess people will have their own opinion on that, but we are gonna add a little bit more front camber here. Definitely don't need 8 degrees though. We'll try like 6.5-ish. We got 6.3. Let's see if that clears the front fenders in the overworld. Still hitting a little bit, but it's definitely getting better. What's up, brother? So if that's the case, I do think we're gonna want to walk the spacer back just a little bit more. We'll go with 18. And honestly, if that's the type of fitment the car has, I think maybe we'll walk it back in the rear a click. Yeah, that just looks more balanced to me. So let's run that and see how that looks in the overworld. Oh, it still goes way through the front fender. Oh no. I'm gonna have to raise the car or lower the tire profile, I think. These 35s, man, they do look a little big. I'm wondering if we could get away with an 18 or maybe just run a 30 tire profile. I do like 30 tire profile for handling, but I do feel like these wheels look maybe a little too big, and I think they look a little silly with a 30 on it. So let's try the 18-inch wheel and see if that has a little bit better fitment for us. So we actually get a 235, 35, 18, which means with the stretch, we'd be at a 40. So we're gonna apply that, but we're only gonna do the front so we don't have to spend money if we don't like it, and then we're gonna dial it back so that it's actually at the 35. Let's take a look at that in the overworld and see how that looks. So the fitment's good. I do like the 19-inch wheel, but I think the 18 is probably gonna work a little bit better for our fitment, and it really doesn't look bad. At least they clear the front fenders. Not if we hit a bump, but I think we're probably best off running these 18s. So let's get them installed in the rear too. So we'll go into the rear wheels here. We'll go with the 235 18s, get those installed, and then we'll go to rear tires and go to just the standard stretch. And then we'll take a look at fitment one more time. I think the fronts look pretty good out there. They look a little weak, but we still need to do suspension tweaking. So let's do that first, and then we'll change the spacers as necessary after that. All right, guys, so we got the suspension looking and feeling pretty good here, I would say. say. We couldn't go as low as I wanted in the rear just because of the side skirt kind of hitting the road a little bit, but other than that, I think we're looking pretty good here. We are going to swap out though to the stock tires, just so that we get a better feel for how it's actually going to feel. And honestly, it feels pretty solid here. Nice slow transitions. I found on street, it definitely was harder to tune the car to not like flick when you're, but I found it was tougher to tune the car to like not really flick when you're transitioning and actually transition super smooth. But I think we got it pretty decent here. I did use my base tune to make a few adjustments based on the body kit and whatnot, wheel size too. So I'll head back in and show you guys what we're working with for suspension values. And then I saw up there I had 34 speed coin. I thought I had 40, so I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get those cams. And that is absolutely killing me, but it honestly feels super powerful compared to the S14, so that's nice. But for suspension here, guys, we got spring length at 101, stiffness at 74, stabilizer at 11, camber at negative 6.3, caster at 10.2, Ackerman at 85, steering angle maxed out as always, wheel toe at 0.18. Front dampers, we left slow bump stock, fast bump we brought all the way up, slow rebound is stock as well, and fast rebound we brought down a little bit to 64.53. Brake system, same as the S14 with those racing brakes. We have the force all the way down and the brake balance up at 61. Move my camera here for the rear spring settings. We got spring length at 99, stiffness at 71, stabilizer all the way down here too, camber at negative 1.5, wheel toe at negative 0.09. Slow bump we went up a little bit, 65.33. Fast bump we went all the way up. Slow rebound we went up just a bit to 12.133, and fast rebound at 64.17. Now of course all that could be subject to change as I drive the car a little bit. If I do end up changing the tune a huge amount, I'll repost another tune video just like I did for the S14, but I do want to check out power before we go driving. I'm gonna head into our engine section here, and I do believe these camshafts, yeah, they were 40. We're 6 short. I'm kind of locked into 417, and it feels like plenty of power for the car, don't get me wrong, especially with the max pressure and the street tires, but the whole purpose of buying this car specifically was that stock rotary engine being able to do 500 something horsepower, and it's just an immense amount of speed coin to be able to do that. So what we can do instead though is we can head into the tune here, raise the rev limiter, turbine pressure, and peak RPM. At least for now, it's another 33k. We'll do that, and we'll squeeze out 394 out of this thing, so it's a little bit better than the S14. And then I guess we're kind of stuck with the racing cams for now. At least we'll be able to squeeze another 29 out of it. So we'll buy those, we'll tune that too, because we get torque at high out of that. So we'll max that out, and we'll get 429 horsepower. That's gonna have to be good enough for now. Usually I wouldn't gear the car until the power was all done, but we're straight up out of speed coin. I don't think there's anything else we can really buy right now, at least in the power department. So we got 68, 54, 40, 27. We could go with the intake, but that's so many speed coin for 3 horsepower. I think I'm all set there. Fuel, we could do 16. I don't want to spend the speed coin. Cylinder head, we'd get some tunability, torque at medium, but again, 3 horsepower, it just doesn't seem worth it at all when we can do cams 40. Even that's not a big jump, so I guess we're gonna leave it at the 429 for now and gear it too. All right, guys, so we fast traveled this thing up to the airport. I find this to be the perfect place to test cars out. Gearing definitely pretty long like the S14 was, so we're definitely gonna need to do a little bit of work. Second gear feels great though. It definitely woke up a little bit there with the power adjustment, but we are definitely gonna want to gear it. But I love the airport for testing here. There's so many different lines and situations you can throw at the car. We'll throw a quick backy too and see how the suspension feels. It's honestly pretty good, but the gearing definitely needs some work. Third gear is still kind of a dog. We got 5 gears to use here, so let's head back over here into the tuning shop at the airport. This is another reason why I love the airport, is there's a tuning shop right here for us. But so far, this thing, honestly, as I overshoot the turn, feels, I'm gonna say, better than the S14. So for transmission here, guys, we got 2 absolute no-brainers. We got our gear shifting speed all the way down, and then we brought our transmission losses as far down as we can without spending any speed coin. Our diff, we brought the coast lock up a little bit, but the acceleration lock and the preload look good for now. But again, we can adjust that as we fine tune. Now for gearing, I think we're definitely gonna want to bring that final drive up just a little bit. We're gonna go up to 4.55, and we'll try that out before we start adjusting individual gears. So honestly, with that final drive adjustment, it feels pretty good. Third feels a lot more usable now. This thing's honestly kind of a beast with this 430 horsepower. Fourth is long though. But 1 through 3 don't feel too bad. Let's run the actual airport line and see where it's redlining and bogging out. So over here, third feels like it's got plenty of usable power. Might be a little bit on the long side. Trying to overrun it into second. Now the rotary is nice because it revs out super high, but it's honestly pretty rowdy here with the 430 horsepower. As much as I did want to run the 500, it is pretty nice to have the 430 here. It's definitely a big step up from the S14, about 50 horse over. Third feels really, really good here. I'll try and tighten it up and kind of run inside into the warehouse with second. Second feels plenty usable as well. Try and run some inside here into the docks, just feeling out the car. Is it gonna run out of steam? It doesn't. Wow, this is actually really nice here. Oh, it's got tons of power. This is super nice. Oh, the setup is really good so far. So we'll definitely run the second and third gear the way they are at the 4.55, but fourth, I definitely think could be a little shorter. Fifth probably could be as well. We're not even using fifth, but it just doesn't feel like it wants to spin the fourth gear yet. If it had max power, it probably would. But as of right now, with the tandem builds people are running, I don't even know if it needs more power, which is actually pretty nice. So we'll head back in here and we're gonna shorten out fourth and fifth. So back into transmission. First, second, third are great. Fourth though, we'll definitely shorten out, and fifth as well here. Fourth might need to be a little shorter. It still feels like it's struggling to push through in fourth gear. Yeah, definitely. So we'll shorten fourth out a little bit more. This is why we test and tune and see how that feels a little bit shorter. Can it 360? It can, pretty nice. So back into transmission here, we're gonna go even shorter with fourth and then fifth as well. I don't even think we're gonna use fifth, but we'll try it. If we have to, we can up that final drive just a little bit more, but then we're gonna have to retune first, second, and third. So I'm hoping we don't need it. Hopefully this fourth gear is good enough. So let's try and push up into fourth. It's great to have fourth there usable. Oh, and that's awesome. It's still a little bit of a struggle in fourth. Yeah, so 9K is the red line, right? Third gear, if you look at it, it's really only doing like 7.5, maybe 8.5. So I feel like if that final drive went up just a little bit for the sake of that third gear, and maybe not like all the way up on the transmission, but up just a little bit. But when it sits in drift, it's got like 1,000 to go. I'm wondering if we should nudge that up just a little bit. Let's try it. So back into the transmission here, guys. Final drive will bring up, upgrade it, but then hopefully walk it back. Yeah, so we were at 5.5. Let's try 4.6. Really fine tuning here, but hopefully it'll be worth it. So let's get it going around here. Hopefully we're up another like 500 RPM-ish when we're really settled in, and that should feel really golden for power, at least with the 430 that we have. Yeah, this is more how I wanted our third gear to feel. Oh man, as I crash it. Yeah, that's what I wanted. A nice consistent like 8,400 RPM. Feels really good. Almost no need for fourth, but I'm sure our fourth feels even a little better too with that shorter final drive. We'll try and get up into fourth this time. Yeah, the fourth even feels more usable now, but third is really where it's at. Third and fourth feel pretty similar. Yeah, this thing is feeling so nice now. I think we're gonna lengthen out second just a little bit, but third is really gonna be where you're gonna wanna hang out in this car. So let's lengthen second and first, and then I don't even know, we'll hit the nitrous and try and get up into fifth. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty hard unless you're going downhill to max out fifth. Third just extends everywhere, it's crazy. And with all this power, like third you can even use in tight and it's not gonna bog on you. This thing's super solid. I mean, like I can't get it to red line. Like it's amazing, dude. It just has all this usable power. Definitely a great drift car. Let's definitely shorten out first and second a little bit. I mean, lengthen out first and second a little bit and try that again too. So first can be like way longer. Second we'll do like a little bit less. So we'll walk that back. Let's try it like this. So first feels a lot better for taking off, and then you're gonna wanna get right back up into second. Honestly, first could even be maybe a little longer. Try it again here. Yeah, red line's pretty easy. Second too, but again, second is for like your tight turns. You hit like the drift track or something. Probably the right spot to try second, but our third feels great. We're gonna need tires soon too. Fourth feels great, and fifth I think we're really only gonna need if we're like super nitrosing. Oh, there goes my tires. All right, let's hit up a gas station and throw some more tires on this thing. And I think we're actually gonna head over towards the drift track just to make sure our second gear is right. So we'll buy those. Dude, we are down to 398,000 credits. We spent 1,000,000 credits on this car. Try second here though. Yeah, no, second feels great. I like testing the lower gears in here because this is a little bit of a tighter section. Come up this way, hit the nitrous. That's just third. Now second feels super usable. So I think we'll lengthen out first. Definitely using fourth around here, which I honestly wasn't expecting. Into the dirt here. We'll see how fifth feels too. Is that a red S14? That's basically my car. What the heck? Look at this. It's my S14. It's got like all the same body parts. That's it's red. Dude, the only thing different about that thing is like the wheels, I think. I don't even know what wheels he's got on it. What are the odds? Can we tandem with him? Oh, let's go. Dude, what are the odds of this being just like a randomly generated car out here? I do want to try fifth gear though, up around the high spot. Oh, all right, let's try fifth. No, honestly, fifth feels really good. We'll have to drive it on some roads too and really make sure that fifth gear is working okay, because I feel like that's really where you're gonna use fifth gear the most. But even third is usable around some of these turns. This car is dialed, guys. I think I'm gonna enjoy driving this even more than the S14, which means I'm probably gonna wanna make a little more power out of that S14 and make some adjustments, but this is so fun. Let's lengthen first for sure and try out fifth gear on some roads. So first gear all the way long, that's fine. That works out great. Second gear feeling perfect. Third gear, is the money. Fourth if you're extending, and fifth is kind of our nitro gear. This thing is dialed, dude. Let's go. All right, let's hit some street. We get some Toge drifts out here. Now, I think I want to go to some higher speed stuff if I can. Something like this route might be cool over here. All right, so we got to check this thing out on some higher speed roads. This is feeling so nice, dude. It definitely is starting to feel a little bit more like my CarX drift racing tunes. We'll try it on some of these big connections. I love the high red line. Really nice entry. Honestly, it's mostly third gear here. This will be a nice chance to try the nitro. We'll go up to fifth. And that honestly feels so nice. I think this transmission is pretty much dialed here. We'll try a backy. Oh, not enough angle. Or not enough speed. And that's why I wanted more power, man. The speed coins are absolutely killing me on here. It's really my biggest complaint with tuning cars here is just, oh man, how much everything costs. But this thing is feeling so dialed, dude. I love this car. I'll try the nitrous again here. Fourth gear. Big throw, wall ride, whoa, a little deep. This thing is feeling so nice. Let's go. I think if I get on the clutch and brake on my entries a little better. Yeah, that's a lot better. Let's go, dude. This thing is so dialed, man. Oh, I'm having so much fun with this car, guys. Definitely a little bit disappointed with the amount of power we were able to put into this thing, but other than that, man, I'm so happy with it. Let's go. All right, guys, so super quickly, we're gonna go through the V1 setup one more time here. We do have racing parts in the engine except for the turbo, which is ultimate. Everything else, though, is racing here, and then for tune, we got everything maxed out that we can for 429 horsepower. For transmission here, everything is maxed out except for the drive chain. We left that stock, of course. Our transmission tune, we got gear shifting speed all the way down. Final drive's 4.66, first gear at 2.37, second gear at 1.8, third gear we left stock at 1.39, fourth is 1.32, fifth gear at 0.95, reverse gear we left stock at 3.3, and transmission losses is going to be 3 because if you go any lower you got to spend more speed coin. For differential, we left our acceleration lock and our preload both stock, but our coast lock is 0.55. For the body, guys, everything is stock, no weight reduction, fuel tank, or aero on this one. For suspension, we got everything ultimate except for the brakes, which is racing. For our tune in the front, we got our spring length at 101 and stiffness at 74, stabilizers all the way down, camber at -6.3, caster at 10.2, Ackerman at 85. Steering angle is maxed out as always. Wheel toe is going to be +0.18 in the front. For dampers, slow bump's going to be 6,300, fast bump at 5,940, slow rebound at 12,600, and fast rebound at 6,453. Brakes, we got our force all the way down and balance all the way up to 61. For our rear springs, we got our length at 99 and stiffness at 71. Stabilizer all the way down here as well. Camber is going to be -1.5 in the rear. Toe at -0.09, slow bump 6533, fast bump 4900, slow rebound at 12133, and fast rebound at 6417. Into the wheels section next year, guys, we got ultimate spacers front and rear. For our fitment, we got front rims at 235, 35, 18. Rear is going to be the same at 235, 35, 18, and we are running a stretch, but we're not adding any sidewall. Our tune for the fitment here, actually, we didn't max out the pressure. I thought we did. Maybe when we changed the tires that went back, but we're actually running stock pressure, and I'm not about to change that. Feels fantastic. Our front offset, however, is modified. We got 18 in the front, and then rear is going to be 29. So that's the entire tune setup. Now, before I let you guys go, I think we need one final test. Let's get some tandems. All right, guys, stream is up. We're getting some tandems here, and the RX7 absolutely passes the tandem test. I will put a clip on screen right now of where the spot is that we're drifting at, in case you guys want to try it out for yourself, but I am super happy with how this thing came out, man. The tandems are super solid, super controlled, plenty of power, gearing's just right. I don't feel like it's understeering or oversteering too much in either direction. Just having a ton of fun with this car, man. I think I can definitely recommend the RX7 if you guys are in the market for a new drift car on CarX Street. I don't think it'll let you down one bit, and I am super happy with this car for sure. So if you guys made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys a ton. If you did enjoy the video or found it useful at all, please feel free to leave a like down below, subscribe for more just like it, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.